My name is Mohammad Safwan Akram, and I am a research associate at Institute of Biotechnology, University of Cambridge. A few of my friends have asked me about the impact Indian pharmaceutical imports would have on Pakistani pharmaceutical industry. Before going into any details, let us see the current status of Pakistani pharmaceutical sector. Um, the market size is around 2.05 billion US dollars, and there are around 500 companies where 30 are multinational corporations and rest of them are local. Local pharma is pretty strong with 47% of the market share, but they now feel threatened because of this government decision that Indian manufacturers would be allowed to sell their drugs in Pakistan. I think that there is even a bigger issue, and that issue is what will be the pricing policy in Pakistan, and how it actually affects both of these issues. So local pharma itself has been asking for one drug, one price policy, which basically allows them to sell at par with multinational corporations, because multinational corporations have bigger market because they can price their drugs high and they recoup their prices from bigger marketing budgets, having keeping like better sales force, and ultimately selling their drugs to the doctors, because it's not direct to consumer marketing, it's direct to doctors marketing. So if you have one drug one price policy, all of these local manufacturers would be able to charge at least at par for their tablets with multinational corporations, which give them huge advantage. But now, when Indian is starting to come, it's going to be extremely interesting, because if you have one drug, one price policy, essentially you are going to fight on your ability to keep your expenses down, which include everything from marketing, sales, and most importantly, raw materials. Now, whether it is multinational corporations or it is Pakistani manufacturers, they are just tableting drugs in Pakistan. They are not producing any active pharmaceutical ingredient. Uh, Pakistan produces only 10% of the raw material. Now, when India is going to start selling into Pakistan, India has a huge advantage. India produces active pharmaceutical ingredients, and what would happen that they can lower their cost down, but Pakistan is importing API either from India or China, so it's going to be extremely difficult for our local manufacturers to make any sort of profit or compete with India. And I think if it happens, it will be a very good lesson for multinational corporations as well as Pakistani local pharmaceutical industry. If you look at the data, GSK for a long time have more than 12% of the total market share, and two Pakistani manufacturers, Getz and Sami, they have around 3% to 4% market share each. So they were making a lot of profits, but none of them have invested in making raw materials in Pakistan. So when India comes into play, it's going to be interesting that that it is going to take its market, it's going to take market by storm, just because of the ability that they can make their own active pharmaceutical ingredient. And one more thing, that none of these companies, whether they were international or they were local, have invested in research and development in Pakistan. Though government of Pakistan always said that they take 1% profit from every company into a fund for research and development, but none of the universities actually see that where that funds go and what sort of new drugs Pakistan Pa- Pakistan have made. So it's going to be an extremely interesting where India has a huge advantage. Thank you.